shouldn't be confined to March, just like Black
Monica
History
McNutt
Month shouldn't be
co-signs.
confined
She retweeted it.
February.
Retweet.
Having said all of that, I do want to say that the ladies have made me very, very proud. Monica McNutt doing an outstanding job. 1 minute she's an NBA analyst, she's a sideline reporter, she hosts.
Wait, time out. She does women's college.
Doing women's college, doing
and
post
she does
game.
NBA. And honestly,
MSG.
Monica, I just gotta say one thing. That's really hard when you're doing college and NBA, because college the players are changing a lot, and to do the women's and the men. That's really impressive.
I appreciate it, but when I'm trying to compliment y'all, don't disrupt the flow.
I knew you was gonna go there. Go ahead.
Compliment
Go
y'all.
ahead.
That's number one. So I'm very proud of her. I'm proud of Mina. I'm proud of Kimberly. And of course, I couldn't do this show.
Thank you.
The matriarch. But having said all of that, the matriarch.
Oh my God.
Before we move on, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
hate everyone.
this is Molly's lunch.
No, that's my breakfast.
Breakfast. I'm sorry. What is this? It looks like mustard. What is this? I mean, what is this exactly? Could you tell me? Could you tell the audience
Yeah,
what
I
this
can
is?
tell you what it is.
What is it?
It's overnight oats. And then I added Greek yogurt, so there's more protein. And the reason it's kind of orange is it has pumpkin in it. So it's like a pumpkin flavored.
Oh, my Lord.
The pumpkin,
overnight oats.
Hold on, she's not finished.
pumpkin
She's not
flavored
finished.
overnight oats.
She's not finished. And this right, what is this?
But
what is
why do you
this?
have to pick my ugliest food? If it was going to get
Yeah,
displayed, that looks terrible.
That's why I need to know it. This is ugly. The food is ugly.
First of all,
what is it?
That's a soup. It's ground turkey,
Soup.
beans, kale. But what happened, if you want to know the whole story, I didn't put the lid on. See, why do we even zoom in on that? You guys are embarrassing me.
That's what
I
I'm
could
saying.
have made it
This
look
is
more
unbelievable.
edible.
I mean,
God,
what is it?
I'm never going to get a man who's showing that
No,
kind
my
of terrible
Lord.
food.
I mean, you
Jeez,
just
this
throw
is
that kind of food.
embarrassing. But anyway, let me just finish the story. So honestly, I didn't put the lid totally on. The broth all over my sweatsuit, coming in all over, drenched the whole thing. So, so that's why there's no broth in the soup.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Basketball?
I feel like going into somebody's lunchbox is close to going into their purse, Stephen A.
Get over it.
Stay out of
Get over it. It is not true. It's nothing like going in the purse. That is a lie.
I don't think
The drama.
Producers are done with you. Charles Barkley said on First Take Tuesday that the Clippers have the most depth in the NBA, but despite the deep bench, this talented roster is struggling of late. Last night, dropping their third straight, falling to the T-Wolves by 7, and now sitting in the 6th spot in the West, staying in the West. Kyrie still getting accustomed to his new squad, rightfully so. Dallas 3-4 since he joined the Mavs, with just 1-4 when Luka and him are playing together. Last night, missing a potential game-winning 3 against the Pacers and a 2-point loss. Here's Kyrie after missing a tough shot that we've seen him make plenty of times.
I just appreciate the coaching staff and my teammates trust me with that shot. And just the comfort they gave me afterwards. You know, I really want to win here. Really put a lot of pressure on myself at times. I think I need to scale it back a little bit just because of the second half of the season. Just feeling like we got to be great every single possession. And usually these learning curves or learning moments happen in preseason, and it's just happening now.
Monica, more surprising struggle bus right now.
Well,
Mavs or Clippers?
I think it's got to be the Clippers.
Okay.
Only because when the Mavs did this deal, my immediate first thought is, well, who's going to defend the 2 and 3 positions in particular for the Dallas Mavericks? And so Kyrie and Luka together, there's no questions about their firepower. That's never what we were concerned about. But if you look at their losses, they've allowed 4 of those teams to shoot over 50% from the field, and they've been out-rebounded by all of the teams in their last 5 games. And so they just don't have the makeup to contend on the defensive end. Stephen, I was looking at this, they let San Antonio, or LA, shoot, or Indiana rather, 40 free throws. Like, that's a sign of inept defense in my mind in terms of not being able to keep people off the line. So that's not a surprise. When I look at the Clippers, I kind of thought with Kawhi coming back, understanding the magnitude of the moment, a guy that's won a championship, that the Clippers will be putting it together by now. Now, that's not to say that they've just given away games. I mean, they lost to Denver. Feel how you want to feel about Minnesota, but they're still trying to fight to do something in the postseason. And shout out to Nas Reed in terms of what Minnesota has going on. And then the Sacramento game was obviously one of history, but that was a close contest. So I think there's still time for the Clippers to figure it out, but I do think what the Clippers have going on right now is a little bit more surprising.
I know this is supposed to be a debate, but I completely agree because I expected more from the Clippers. I didn't expect them to lose 3 straight. I certainly didn't expect them to lose 5 of their last 7 games. And the 3 straight that they've lost is with Russell Westbrook in their lineup, who, by the way, didn't play bad last night, had 14 points, 10 assists, hit 45% of his shots, 2 3-pointers. He hasn't been awful, even though he had 4 turnovers. At the end of the day, when you look at the Clippers, you could say they're figuring out, and I get all of that. But here's the reality of the situation. You can't lose games when Kawhi Leonard is playing 38 minutes.
That part.
And Paul George is playing 34 minutes. Because how often are you going to get that?
That part.
And so for me, when I look at it from that perspective, if I'm the Los Angeles Clippers, what you should be doing is winning as many games as you possibly can now so you can rest them and get away with it as opposed to having to exhaust them to get into the postseason. And then they get into the postseason and they have nothing health-wise because they spent too much time expending their energy and using their legs prior to getting to the postseason. So I just look at it from the Clippers standpoint. And if I'm Steve Ballmer, I think the time has come just to say, of course, we have to wait. Maybe I shouldn't say the time has come. This playoffs will tell us something. But this has been an incredibly disappointing time for the Clippers. Now, it isn't comparable to when Donald Sterling was owning the team. But the Clippers, let me be very, very clear. The Clippers are a first-class organization.
Okay.
When you look at Steve Ballmer being the billionaire that he is and willing to spend the dough to get whatever you need, when you look at Lawrence Frank running basketball operations, this man knows what the hell he's doing. When you think about Ty Lue, who I consider to be one of the best coaches in basketball, arguably the best in basketball, it's a damn shame that he can't get guys on the court on a consistent basis. And when they get on the court, they can't seem to get it done. Now, some people was getting on me the other day because I talked about how Kawhi Leonard, listen, he didn't have anything for you in overtime against Sacramento. He had 44 that game. He had 40 in regulation. All right? The 2 overtimes, Malik Monk was the star. It was not Paul George. It was not Kawhi Leonard. It was Malik Monk.
Yep.
Now, Sacramento was no joke. Mike Brown's my runaway coach of the year. But the bottom line is this. When you look at the Los Angeles Clippers, they have to win when these dudes are on the court. And they're not doing it. Not nearly as much as you would like.
Yep.
I'm very disappointed in what I've seen from the Los Angeles Clippers. And to me, with the Lakers struggling, this is your moment to shine. This is your moment. Now, you've had other moments when Lob City was in full effect and the Lakers were moribund, and we got all of that, and you wasn't able to get to a conference finals. You got to conference finals 2 years ago. All right, Reggie Jackson, why is he going? I don't know. I don't know why he's going. And in Denver now, too, that makes them better. Lucky Phoenix didn't get him. I would have tried to get him if I was Phoenix. I'm just looking at the Los Angeles Clippers right now, and I'm kind of wondering what the hell is going on. But I'm not talking about their organization, and I most certainly ain't talking about their coaching. I'm talking about the damn players, mainly their 2 stars. What's up? You Kawhi Leonard, who always flies under the radar. Just because you don't say anything doesn't mean that we should let him fly under the radar. Damn it, he got to produce. And Paul George does too, and I love PG. That's my dog right there. But, I mean, I just expected more.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
It's bad enough you're the fair-weather stepchild at the Crypto.com arena. You need your own damn arena in Inglewood. Get your own spot. But it would help that when you ask people to go over there, they're coming over there to see a winning situation.
I got you.
And I don't see that right now. And it's because the 2 stars, listen, I don't care how many points they have. You got to close. You got to close. Kawhi Leonard was sensational in regulation. Wasn't missing any shots. But the bottom line is Malik Monk closed.
Well,
Denver beat y'all in overtime after that double overtime. And then on top of it, you losing to Minnesota without Karl Anthony Towns? Come on.
The one thing, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, I will say the ability to close is a product of continuity. And to your point, they have to get on the floor more to develop said continuity. And so we know it's been here and there, and so-and-so's not been available.
That is the criminal behavior
What?
of Kawhi.
Oh, okay. I'm saying,
That is the criminal behavior right there because he's one of those dudes that is an absolute superstar talent. And it's like, that's all I got to be. As opposed to being somebody that galvanizes the troops and exhausts yourself, creating chemistry so we don't have these kind of questions when it really, really counts. And unfortunately, that is the case. And listen, y'all can sit up there. They lucky they the Clippers. Because if they were somebody else, we'd be talking about them more. But I'm going to make it a priority to make them a center of my attention. I'm getting sick and tired of what I'm seeing from the Clippers. I'm getting sick and tired.
You know what?
I expect better.
I want the Clippers to know it's not really about them. It's really about Stephen A. Because he's like, LeBron's hurt. I know he's getting reevaluated in 2 weeks.
That's a plausible argument.
He had some hope for the Lakers getting
correct,
the 6th
but it's a
seed.
plausible argument.
And so now you're hanging your hopes on the Clippers so you can spend time in the LA crib.
It's a plausible
Tell
argument.
everyone that's what that extra added passion and aggression was really about.
Listen. No.
Yeah.
It's not just about that because I love Ty
But is
Lue.
that part of it?
I love Ty Lue and I love Steve Ballmer.
Yeah.
And listen, I want to be last week it was raining and it was cold in LA, so I didn't miss it that much. You know, when I plan on going there, I expect the weather to be much, much better because they know I'm coming. But the point is that at the end of the day, yeah, Southern California.
Are you rooting for the Heat too?
There's no, well, of course, I never root against the Heat, ever.
Come on, you were about to make an important point.
All I'm saying to you is that it's not just about Southern California. It's about the fact that I'm tired. Listen, I think Steve Ballmer and Ty Lue specifically is being sold short.